Hello everyone. Hey, this is Lori Mueller with StampinDreams.com coming to you on Sunday for another session of Sunday Stampin' Dreams. I am here with my grandpup, my newest grandpup, Collie. And I tell you what, she is hell on four paws. It's like I can't keep her calm for nothing. And I have Sophie at my feet, so I am babysitting my grandpups today and trying to keep them out of trouble. So this is Collie, my newest one, and then like I said, Sophie is at my feet. So the adoption of Sophie accepting someone into her life has gone really smooth. She just loves to play and horse around and do their growling and whatever. And I tell you what, they're having the time of their life. And this one is crazy. Oh my gosh, there was one day that my daughter's constantly sending me pictures or videos of the newest Collie craze. And the Sophie was at one end of the hallway, and Collie likes to do this little sneaking up like she's a little cat chasing after a mouse or whatever. And she went full blown and did a rear end of Sophie, like bumper cars, just pushed her ahead. It was, oh my gosh, way too funny. So many that I could talk about, but we're here for stamping today. So I'm gonna put this one down and she will lay down in between my feet, and hopefully I won't disturb them too much. But anyway, we are stamping for a way to help boost up your mojo. For me, lately, it's been the last spur of the moment stamping, and I don't want to have to try and dream up too much of a project or try and mix and match things together. So I have been relying on our catalog inspiration heavily lately, such as last week when I did the Easter Friends treat box, a sweet little box. I basically cased it from front to back, identical what they had in the catalog. Well, today I'm taking a project from our annual catalog that uses the tropical set, and I'm applying our mini catalog products to that inspiration. So I'm going to be focusing on our Boughs and Blossoms stamp set and coordinating punch for this project, but I am using a card project that I saw in our annual catalog as my inspiration. So I'm applying different colors, I'm applying different tools and stamps, and I'm even adding additional layers and texture to my project that it is not seen or visible in my inspiration from the annual catalog. So this will be fun. Hey Ellen, how are you? Hi Terry, so good to see you. Thanks for popping on and joining with me today. And then yeah, that is my inspiration today, because I have been fast and flurry running around my house trying to set up my BOGO. So if you have not heard of my BOGO, I have a buy one get one free set of retired products from my stash. I'm trying really hard to get moved into my craft room, but I can't do it with so much product that I have in there, because I have been a demonstrator for over 13 years, and then I was stamping before that, and I have not let go of anything. And I'm so sad to see some of these products go, because I had so many big ideas to create with, and so many ideas, and I'm gonna have to let them go because I can't get into my room and be able to spread out and craft. So my BOGO is that you would go to my Stampin' Dreams buy one get one free Facebook group and join the group, and within the media tab I have different albums. Hi everyone. Hi Anne. So good to see you. And within the albums, I have them designated in wood mount, clear mount, kits, accessories, tools, so that it's easy for you to categorize what you're shopping for. And you would choose an equal amount of whatever you choose for retired product, and I'm going to pick on a number of $62, then you will shop in my online store for that equivalent or greater. But all the instructions are in that group, so if you want to go over and join the group and start looking through my albums, that would be awesome. There's still a lot left to be had, and this BOGO sale ends tonight at like 10 or 11. I mean, if it goes to midnight, that's no worries. I will still invoice you for the shipping of the retired product, but basically you get all my retired product for free. And then you're making an equal purchase out of my online store. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I'll get you all set up. Hi Anne, I'm glad I'm not on my boat alone. So my room, the walls are like they're caving in, and it's not looking as big of a room as it was when it was totally empty. So my BOGO goes on until Sunday or tonight, and then we'll save everything that I have left over for another day, or yeah, I'll have to find another location because I really want to get moved into my craft room. I've been working on it way too long. So let's get started with our stamping. And then I have a fun card share to show you at the end based on a previous Facebook Live that I had done. I got a card from my dear friend Ellen, and she used that video session, that online class session, as her inspiration. So, all right, hey DCNC, so good to see you. All right, let's flip over and let's get started. All right, so let me get us straightened around here, and all right, put my eyeglasses on. So as I mentioned, my BOGO, if you go to this Facebook group, this is where I have all the pictures of all my retired product housed. So this is the actual name of the Facebook group. So you want to go there and join to be able to shop. And as I mentioned, you get all my retired product for free. And then you place an equal amount of an order through my online store using the host code that I have designated. So make certain when you go there to read my Google Doc of instructions. And then also I did a video that mentions all of the rules and guidelines of it as well. So there's several different ways to get in on this. So my focus is using the Boughs and Blossoms, and out of the annual catalog, this is the card I used as inspiration. It's in the annual catalog, and it features the Timeless Tropical stamp set and dies. But if you get a closer look, you can see that there's, it's very simple, which is a great way to get started. And they do have a couple of different layers, and did some little hand cutting of the leaves, or I think this one actually has dies. Yep, everything is dies, because with the highlight of that flower and this leaf, that means that there's a coordinating die that goes with it. All right, and so this was my inspiration, but I'm going to use the catalog, the mini catalog products of this stamp set and the punch, and as a bundle you get it as a discount for $34, and there's a lot of fun images in there, and of course there's great inspiration there. But as you remember from, if you joined me last week, but also the video that I did for this is up on my YouTube channel as well, the Stampin' Dreams, Lori Mueller YouTube channel. So if you haven't gone there, go ahead and subscribe. But I made this this project identical to what they have here. And as a reminder, this is what I had done. So you can see that I'm using my catalog as my tool of inspiration. But with the project that I'm going to use, this bundle, here is my card product, or my card project. So you can kind of see, I'll put them side by side, that it's pretty identical. You know, I used the flowers, I used the bow punch for the substitution of the leaves. I did a long banner that it does look like it's pool party. So I did use pool party because that's part of the Flowering Fields. It's one of the color combos in the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. But on mine, I added an additional layer of texture that is the same color as the base. And I decided this time, instead of using my 4 1/4 by 11 to make a card that opens this way, I decided to change it up and do a landscape and open it this direction. All right, so that's kind of a fun opening that you don't see very often. Usually it's opening this direction, but I decided to mix it up and have it open up this way. So also I added a little bit of an embellishment, the basic black baker's twine, which is part of the essentials pack right here. So baker's twine essentials pack. And then I did use the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels on here. I love these things. They're also in the mini catalog. And then I did do some embossing of the sentiment. And then did a little banner cut there, but basically you can kind of see where I got my inspiration and almost it's almost identical to the project with a couple of tweaks. So fun, fun, fun. All right, so let's get started on making this project. So I'm going to set those aside and we'll pull out our supplies. And here is a handwritten note of all of the supplies and measurements. So the ink, we're using Petal Pink in Versamark. And then for tools, those are my tools and accessories. So if you wanted to take a snippet of those. All right, so a couple of things. We'll go ahead and do the embossing in a little bit. So why don't we go ahead and do some of our punching, stamping, and cutting out. So I'm going to, let's go ahead and do our flower. We're going to do a Petal Pink flower. And this is a cling mount, rubber mount. And I like to look at, when it comes to images, especially when they're bigger, I always like to look at the back and make certain that I'm getting all of the areas. And I like to tap around my ink pad, just to make certain I got some good coverage. And we're gonna make 2 of these, give it a good pressure right there. Add some more. Like that, and hold it so that your basic white can soak in all of the ink off of your stamp. All right. And we're going to go ahead and punch some of these pieces as well. So I've just got a scrap of vellum. And I'm going to cut 3 of those little gems, or these little, I don't know what you want to call them, little conglomerate of, looks like a bellflower almost to me. And we'll come in like that. Okay, so I got 3 of those. Next, I want to get a couple of the leaves. So we'll go ahead and punch a couple of those. And then I'm going to come in on this side. Trying to, oh, maybe it was this way. There we go. So that way, this is what I was trying to do, is get the most out of my strip right there. All right, so we've got all of those pieces. Now we are going to cut out, hand snip. Yeah, there's no die or punch that coordinates with this flower. But I'm hoping everyone is doing well. If you're new to watching with me today, please say hello and let me know, let us all know where you're from. You never know, you might have somebody, a neighbor, that's watching with us as well. I know that when you're from the same state, that's always fun to connect and get a little more detail. But if you're first time watching with us, please do say hello. And then if you have any questions related to my class today, I'd love to have you leave a post with your question, because you never know, it might be the same question somebody else has. Because when I'm doing my lives, it's hard for me to watch the comments as they come across. I get distracted so easily. So I fumble with my words and I forget what I'm cutting, and so you have to forgive me. All right, so we're almost done with this one, but we need 2 of them. But I went ahead and stamped another one and pre-cut it out, so that way you don't have to watch me do it twice. But that's how I hand cut them out. So now we can, let's do our sentiment. And I'm doing a thank you. I have a number of thank yous that are going to be going out with my BOGO. And I'm going to, I love to emboss. I just struggle having a sentiment. I like it to pop off of my surface. And I want to get my, here it is. I'm going to grab my old bossing buddy and de-static. All right, I'm going to move those out of the way so I can quickly bring in my embossing powder. All right, stamp that a couple times. And stamp it onto my pool party. Oh, I went too high. All right, we're going to flip this around. I wondered if I was too high. Let's try that. Oh, much better. Okay, so now, and you want to be liberal with it. Oh, and then I forgot to get my embossing buddy there, but that didn't turn out too bad. There we go. Now heat up. So it's such a beautiful day today that I've actually got our back door open. So I don't know if you can hear the rustling of my plants over there in the breeze. But I was kind of hoping if the dogs needed to go outside, that way they could do it on their own. And I wouldn't have to be interrupted from my stamping. And there we go. And then I like to come back, and easy as that, Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love embossing. It just adds a whole new thing. So to get the banner cut, you can do the multiple banner punch, but I have misplaced it. So the next best thing is our tailored tag punch. I took it to a class, and of course, I take everything in a box. And when I thought I cleared out the box, but somehow by emptying my box from my class, I have misplaced it. So right now, my tailored tag is going to give me the same result. So, and I'm certain nobody has ever lost anything, right? Please say you haven't. So, all right, we are ready to, oh, we need to add some texture to our Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use I'm going to use the splatter embossing folder from the Stripes and Splatters. This is like my new favorite. I love this set. It's perfect for the new mini emboss machine, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss, but you can call it the Mini Boss for short. And right now, the mini emboss machine is on sale. It's 20% off. So instead of $60, it's about 40 some dollars. And if you haven't gotten it, it is a gem that you want to make certain that you get a hold of while it's on sale. So because this is skinnier than the piece that I'm working with, and because this width will not fit through my mini boss, I have to stay with my large embossing, my big boss. So we're going to pull that in. Hey Julie, hey Pam, thanks for joining in today. All right, so we need plates 1 and 3. And in order to get both sides, and because of this splatter, we're going to be okay overlapping a little bit. And what I recommend, so that you avoid having, because if I went, this is what I'm, if I went all the way to the edge and ran it through, then to get this little bitty part, I would end up going like this, which then I would possibly run into my issue where I am going to go outside the boundaries of my big one. So you kind of want to do it a little bit halfy at a time. And I'll probably go about like that. All right, so I'm going to run that through with, I'm going to use my dirty plate. And it's going to give you a little bit of a tug at first, but don't be alarmed. It'll go through for us. I'm trying to do that. Oh, there we go. Trying to do this without my work surface moving. All right, so now we have half of it embossed. We need to do the other half, and the edging right here, I want to overlap this piece a little bit. So I'm going to come in and overlap it a smidgen like that and get it as straight as I can. So that way I still stay within the width of my platform and not having to worry that something's going to get caught on the wall and ruin it. So we're going to go ahead and like that, and we'll run it through a second time. And because the first embossing doesn't have any covering or overlapping of the folder, it's not going to de-emboss. Oop. Trying to do this with my fingers. There we go. So I'll keep it together. But see, this did not get de-embossed because there weren't layers that would have squished it together again. So we have our perfect embossing. There might be a slight image of a line, but where I'm going to place it, we're not going to see it on my card. All right, so now we can start assembling our card. And this is a 4 1/4 by 11 card base that I scored at 5 1/2. All right, give it a nice good. And I'm going to use the same layout. I'll bring in some liquid glue. So I think today, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, today is the first official day of spring. Is that what I'm remembering that I saw somewhere? If so, happy spring to everybody. I'm so anxious to get my flowers. I'm gonna try and plant some actual annuals this year. I haven't really been in the mood to do the annuals a lot. I mean, I may have one pot or so, but otherwise, yeah, I just kind of relied on my perennials to come up. But I did notice that some of them did not make it last year, so I need to kind of check into them and find out what's going on. All right, so I think I want this to be over here so that we have a little bit of it seen, because otherwise when I do my collection of leaves and everything, I'm going to hide a lot of it. All right, so I'm going to plant that down right there, and we're going to bring in our pieces that we pre-punched and cut out, and I'm going to put these down. Come on, there we go. I'm going to put these down with a glue dot because I don't need a whole lot of glue or anything like that. And let's see if I can do that. Hold it down. And we'll do another one, because a lot of this is going to be hidden underneath my collection of flowers right there. So it's not a big deal to have minimal amount of adhesive. And then I can even use those same glue dots to help me. Let's see, I think I want to, there we go, kind of overlap, there we go. And then we'll bring in our last one. And then if you wanted to kind of top it with a glue dot just to make certain that they all kind of stay in place, you can do that. Because I'm going to bring in my basic black. I'm going to make just a huge bow. And when you work with baker's twine, it likes to kind of twirl on you a little bit, right? So I like to be gentle with this knot. I don't want to kind of cinch it up where it's tight just yet, because I want to try and get my twine, see, that's wanting to twirl already. There we go. Get it to a natural state. And I'm going to just plant it here, like that. And there we go. Make certain that I have, oh, perfect. And I may have to bring in another glue dot to hold that knot down. And I like to take your pick tool. There we go. And I can snip this off. But yeah, I'm ready for, we'll be planting tomatoes. My mother-in-law has a nice area. My brother-in-law built her a vegetable garden box per se last year, and we were talking a couple weeks ago how we're anxious for spring to get here so that we can plant the tomatoes, and I'm also going to throw in some radishes. I love homegrown radishes, and it just reminds me of my grandfather, my late grandfather, who planted lots and lots of radishes, and he used to have these little glass dishes that he would put a little bit of salt in, and then with the fresh cut he would kind of like dunk it in the salt per se, and then eat it that way. And I miss those little, I don't know, I'm gonna call it a petri dish, but it's really not a petri dish. But yeah, so many memories of the garden and helping him, because I did a lot of stays with my grandparents while my mom was going to school as a nurse, or to be a nurse. So I kind of was raised by my grandparents. All right, we are going to kind of gently put that one there. And the reason I didn't put any dimensionals on these two petals is because they're going to overlap this flower, and I don't want to double up on that part. And let's see if I kind of spread that out a little bit. Make certain that I leave. Oh, perfect. And I like to do a little bit of a flare of my sentiment. So I'll put some liquid glue in here on this end. We're going to tuck it, because I don't have my flower planted down all the way just yet. Now I can press everything down. Oh, looking good. All right, now let's embellish it with some rhinestones, and these come in 3 different sizes. All right, we'll kind of do that. That. And let's see, we'll put one down here, and we'll do a medium one. Oh. And these are self-adhesive, so it makes, you know, all of the guesswork and makes it easy to transfer from that sleeve to your creation. And there we have it. A fun case, which means copy and share everything. So whatever you see in our annual catalogs is open range to recreate as it is in the catalog, or, you know, use your own color palette that you like. And my color palette of the Pear Pizzaz, Poppy Parade, Pool Party, and Petal Pink comes from the Designer Series paper pack of Flowering Fields, and that is on page 15, which isn't too far from here. This one right here. So it's got all the tulips, and it's in a suite with the flowering tulips and the tulip fields. So there's all of the colors that are listed for that Designer Series paper pack are right here at the bottom. So you don't have to guess what colors these are, but how beautiful. Ooh. Now, if you want 4 free card kits, it'd be 2 designs, 2 of each. Just place an order using this host code, a minimum order of $35, and you'll get all of the supplies to make the 4 cards, and it will be mailed out to you for free as well. So just make certain that you use this host code, and then I will know that you are wanting the card kit. So I had a card mailed to me by my sweet friend Ellen, And she was so inspired by my project, the Stack, Cut, and Shuffle. And this was one Facebook Live that I did a few weeks ago. Now, I did do the last two that I did not do during the Facebook Live. I did them afterwards. You know, when I did it during the live, I have dimensions under this tag and then dimensions under here as well. Well, I decided with the last two not to add the dimensions on this cutout, on that die cut there. So it kind of gives you a different view. I still have the ribbon in there. I have everything else the same. It's just that I reduced one layer of dimension there. So, but she was inspired by this, and this is what I got. Isn't that adorable? She even almost, went with the same pattern. She had 5 patterns, designer papers, and did 5 cuts. So that way she's able to get 5 different cards with the one layout. And then it folds like this. Now, this is not designer series paper that Stampin' Up! Is offering, so I apologize for that, but it's so cute. And I mean, aren't these just adorable? Too bad that Stampin' Up! Didn't have this paper, but I love, love, love. So this is an image of Stampin' Up! Though. This is a stamp set that we used to have about a year or two ago. And but yeah, see how she did. I love it, love it. Thank you so much, Ellen. So that is my card share for today. So let me see if I can get us back together. So thank you so much for joining on and spending part of your Sunday afternoon with me. If you have any questions, please leave them in a post and I will come back and answer them for you. And I want to wish you a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I will be uploading this to YouTube, so if you do not see the live button, you're watching my replay. Thank you so much for stopping by and catching the replay. But otherwise, I will upload it to YouTube as well. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'd love your help to gain followers and subscribers. And then make certain to click the bell so that you get notifications when I upload other tutorials that are not part of my Facebook Live. So, hi Linda, hey Patricia, hi everyone. So again, have a wonderful first day of spring where you're located, and I will catch you next Sunday. Thanks everyone, bye.